Hey y'all, it's the Train Freak, and today I'm going to give you a layout update and talk about a couple other things and show you what I've done. So before I get to that, I always want to remind my viewers to and fill in the bell so that way you can receive notifications. Thumbs up actually helps get my YouTube videos out there. Alright? So, further ado, let me show you the layout progress. And then for my Patreons, I got a little announcement for y'all. And then I'm going to talk about the 300 subscriber giveaway. That's right, there is a contest involved and it's fixing to close. So if you haven't got your entry in, make sure you do it. Alright, so let's talk about the layout. Alrighty, so I'm actually standing in the middle of the layout, so you can see the Helix there. And I'm just going to be up front with y'all. This is really the only thing I have been working on. I mean, this is a very time-consuming project. It's very slow moving because you got to let the glue cure before you can start putting screws in. I did try to rush it on one section and the glue came loose and I had to end up trying to get screws in on the bottom, which is the uprights right in front of the locomotive. Now, so just to kind of give you a relative, where I'm at. Over here, there's the engine facility in the yard. Sorry if this is making you sick. There's the balloon loop with a little bit of scenery that way. Comes out that direction. So, alright. So, and if you remember on my last video, I showed step by step how I did it. Well, here's the cool thing. Right behind the stack of bricks, you can see one more piece. That is actually the last piece to go in. It should come up flush, or maybe just a tad bit higher than this 1x4 here when I get it put in. And then from there, I'm going to have to straighten it out. I'll probably have to keep a little bit of a rise. We'll just have to see. I do have my... Oops, let me turn it around. There we go. There we go. I do have my NMRA standards gauge, Mark 4B. Just to make sure that I've got enough clearance. And then after I get that, the next thing's going to be is getting the, I'm going to call it a table, building a table in the middle, so that way the big sawmill complex can go on top of it, and cutting out, the next level to go on top. Now, you can see those two flat cars over there. That first flat car, that's actually where the train's going to be coming out from behind. So I might have to rise the table and this level up maybe another, I'm going to say half an inch probably. I'll have to use that NMRA gauge to kind of really see where I'm at. So worst case, we can get, this area here will be just a tad bit higher than the industrial complex, which is nothing but a grid right now. So as far as the layout update, that's really all I've got. I still got to get a few more uprights. I guess I could tell you this. Instead of curving on the section that my caboose is on, it's actually going to take a bigger radius curve out, because I want the track kind of about right here, about 3 inches, or the center 3 inches off the front of this 1x4. So, if we was to say, let's see here, probably that track, being right there where that small piece is, that's going to be roughly where my track will be. And actually, I'm going to have a turnout on this, because this is actually going to switch into 2 tracks, so that way I have a pass-through main going the full length and around, and it will not connect till it gets to about right in here is where that will connect. Now, I know a lot of y'all are saying, well, you can't lay track without putting the plywood in. You're exactly right. And before I put the plywood in, I got a couple of things I need to do. The first thing is I need to get some holes drilled, because I did not drill any holes. Shame on me. And the second thing is I've got these light adapters, or these light sockets that I'm going to have to put on the 1x4s, like probably right here, to shine the light bulb out that way. So that way this whole bottom section is lit, because without the grid there you can see kind of a shadow, but you know, it's a lot darker over this way because I've got stuff sitting on it. And then if you get way back over here, it gets even darker. So yeah. And probably more than likely what I'll end up doing is I have a hole saw kit. Instead of using a paddle bit or an actual drill blade that's throwing sawdust everywhere, I'll probably just put in a hole saw, and then put like an empty box underneath to catch the shavings that come off. And I'll probably just do it that way. I might run my track bus wires through here, through this little section, because it's like that all the way down. And that'll kind of help keep some of my wires, you know, neat and tidy. But the electrical, as far as the lighting, will be back on the back side of that. Alright, y'all, that is all I've got for the layout update. So the next thing to discuss is going to be the Patreon suggestion thing. So if you give me a minute, let me grab what I need, and I will show you why I'm asking for Patreon supporters. So hold on just a second. Alright, so what I have is a locomotive here. And for you that do not know, this is a GE 70-ton switcher locomotive. And I'm wanting to use this in the industrial complex and limit this locomotive just to that area. Now I'm going to bring it up closer so you can see that there are decals and stuff already on here, such as the GE logo, emergency fuel cutoff. Some of these are kind of hard for me to read, but it says danger 600 volts, and then this one over here says fire extinguisher. Of course, the F for front. This already has DCC in it. I do plan on replacing it and putting sound, and it looks like it does have LED lighting as well. Just not really a lot of interiors. But like I said, this is going to be limited just to the industrial complex on level 2, and I've got a track just for it to sit in when it's not being used. Now, if you notice, there's two things missing off of this locomotive. The first one being a reporting mark and road number, and the second one being a name. Now, you're probably asking yourself, well, how does this tie into my Patreon account or my Patreon? Well, what I'm asking is for you that are Patreon or patrons through my Patreon, it doesn't matter the level. You could be the $1 a month passenger, or you could be all the way up, I think it's $20, $25 a month engineer, whichever one you want to be. I am asking for you to, I put a post in my Patreon for you to give me some name suggestions and a number suggestion. And then, probably in a couple of weeks or so after I get the suggestions in, and you can suggest more than one, I'm fine with that, I will let my Patreons that are the $5 level conductors or higher vote on a selected list of names, and I'm going to let Aaron pick out. So he's probably, depending on how many we get, he's going to pick out some names. So I did want to mention that. You know, that way you can be somewhat involved into what we have going on here as well. This is not just my layout. This is going to be for everyone to enjoy, because that's why I'm posting these videos. And I'm hoping and looking into maybe doing something like what Jack and some of the other railroad clubs are doing, and that's remote operation sessions. So Jack, if you're watching this, I might be getting in touch with you on how exactly you're doing it, because I saw Nancy running a train on your layout, and that was very cool. So, but I'm not there yet. I still got a ways to go. If I could even just get this part of level 2 done, without, of course, track, tortoise switches, I counted over 20 turnouts, what I have in my head, over 20 turnouts. So it's going to be quite a bit. But yeah, I'll definitely be reaching out to you. Okay, so enough with the locomotive and the Patreon. Last but not least, the 300 subscriber contest. I finally hit 300 subs one day this past week. So it hasn't been quite a week yet. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know I'm going to go ahead and cut that contest off this upcoming Saturday, which I cannot remember what the date is, but I know it's this Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay? If you can get that, just submit your entry. I've got a Google link in the description below. Unfortunately, YouTube will not let me throw a card up there for you to click on, but it's in the description. Go fill it out. It's just a real simple, easy Google form. We're playing bingo, but you don't have to. You just get to watch. I'm actually going to play it for you. Everybody's going to be assigned a number, and I will tell you right now, there's not near as many people that have registered for this one that registered for the 200. So, yeah, definitely check it out. All you got to do is put in your email, your channel name, and which prize do you want? Do you want O scale, HO scale, N scale? I'm giving one of those away, and then the other two will carry on to the 400 subscriber contest. So, and everyone's going to be assigned a specific number on the card. Okay, and I'm just going to go numbers across, BINGO, all the way through. There's 24 numbers per card, and then when I get to the second card, I'll start going all the way through. So depending on when you register will depend on which number you get, and I will announce every bit of that out. Sidetrack Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern, we're going to be playing bingo. So that way we can give a prize out. And then I think Heath has got a pretty awesome in-scale car that he wants to show off, and I gave him a really big box. I don't know how many boxes he's going to have to open. I guess that's for everyone to find out. But that's going to be this week on Sidetrack Sunday. So, other than that, that's all I've got, for today. So, I'm going to let y'all have at it. I hope y'all have a wonderful and great week to come. Be safe out there, and happy railroading.